Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tell Me Why. We are knee deep in the lore right now. It is so late, and I should be going to bed, but I don't want to because I'm reading lore. So last time we found this room. Let me go back. This room. It's like I guess it's Marianne's like real story or whatever. It's in like the loft of the barn, and so we solved the first one. It's like a spot the differences kind of vibe, and we got this like totem from it. And I guess we're supposed to be linking the totems to the stories and then putting them where like the symbols up here are from, which is why this one went on this. So let us read, because I haven't actually read most of these, let us read the Moon Hag loses her name. So, once upon a time, in a deep and cold lake, in an ancient forest, there lived an old seal, who was a powerful witch in disguise. She was mean and cruel. She liked nothing more than to swim in the deepest part of the lake, and where the light was dim, under the ice, admiring the corpses of the many victims she'd tricked into the water over the years. She was so hateful that only the cold water of the lake could keep her cool. Her most prized possession was a tin mirror sold to her by the secret keeper, and she kept it in a chest at the bottom of the lake. It was no ordinary mirror. If you looked in it, you would see a reflection of who you truly desired to be. And for 1 hour, the mirror granted you the power to appear as that person. Whenever a boat or an unwise traveler approached the edge of the lake, the old witch used the mirror to appear as a beautiful woman. As the beautiful woman she always wished to be, and with this disguise she lured the unfortunate sailor or wanderer into the deep and cold water. There, the old seal forced the victim to become her servant, and when she was done with them, they joined her collection of corpses in the deepest part of the lake. Crazy. Man, she wrote some dark stuff. Cool, but dark. One day, the old seal swam down to her den under the lake. She discovered that someone had stolen her mirror. The chest where she had kept her most prized possession had been forced open, and it was now empty. Who would have committed such a crime? Who dared to deprive her of her only treasure? The old seal went mad, and her anger heated the water of the lake around her. For a time, everyone was happy with the temperature change, for the weather suddenly became sweeter and the air warmer. But after a few weeks, everything started to get ugly. First, the fish began to die off, for they could not live in the hot water. Then glaciers began to melt, and the water of the lake rose and spilled out, flooding the forests and meadows. Finally, the weather grew so hot that even the Ice King himself was awakened from his long sleep and decided to see what was going on. In the deepest part of the lake, he found the mad witch steaming among the corpses of her victims, so angry that the lake was about to boil. It only took a few minutes for the Ice King to understand what had happened and demand that the thieves present themselves before him. The thieves had no choice but to appear, for no one dared to disobey the Ice King. The crafty goblins presented themselves, mirror in hand. "Why did you steal the mirror?" asked the king. "We were curious. We just wanted to see what we really wanted to be," apologized the goblins. "But the stupid thing is broken. We look the same." "Does that mean it didn't work?" "Oh, that doesn't mean it didn't work," smiled the Ice King. "Now apologize and give the mirror to me, for it's too powerful to be held by thieves or a mean old hag." The goblins apologized and gave the mirror to the Ice King. But the old seal was still angry. "And what about me?" she asked. "I've been deprived of my treasure. I demand compensation." The Ice King frowned as he spoke again. "Old hag, you are mean and cruel, but I concede you have been wronged. For now you'll be allowed to leave the lake and walk the earth as the hag you really are. But only when the moon is full, and you goblins, better stay away from the lake, for I won't protect you from the moon hag's wrath." And that is how the two goblins forced the moon hag to change her name. What was her original name? Oh, an old seal? I wonder who that's about. Anyways, on to the next puzzle. Puzzles! Let's go.
There's the gold lady again. She's all over the board. There was a figure of her in that stash by the Mad Hunter painting, right?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe all of this is related to what we found in there.
Yeah, because there's her dancing. Her cruel parents kept her locked away in their musty palace.
Hey, I can move the piece next to the gold lady.
All these pictures. They look like images from Marianne's life before Delos, don't they?
Well, some of them do anyway.
Maybe that's it then. We need to figure out which ones are real?
Yeah, so she had
Is
a
the gold
parent.
lady setting the animals free?
Judging from the broomstick, I'd say she's getting rid of them, not setting them free.
The
She had a
princess
parent.
dancing, playing violin, spinning wool. I guess this is stuff she did for fun?
Notice how unhappy she looks in all these pictures? I don't think she was having any fun.
I don't know which one would be. It's a blacksmith, right? This one?
What's the gold lady doing?
Whispering something into someone's ear behind the princess's back?
Is he an artist? There we go. He was an artist.
Is that it?
It's opening.
L. O-L.
What's in there this time?
It's like a house. Is that the house they currently have? What's this picture?
Is that Carol?
Yeah, and Sam. Look at him. He's so young,
Their mom looks so pretty.
happy.
And she looks really Latina in these pictures.
Wow.
Miss Queen is
She
stunning.
worked for a watchmaker in Juneau before she moved to Delos. No wonder she was so handy.
Yeah, her being in engineering too. Like her being an engineering major, I'm not shocked she's been able. I've been like, how is she able to make all this shit? Like she makes really cool stuff, and I'm like, oh, because she's an engineering major.
Oh, so that's how she found the house.
Let's go, Tammy. Let's go, Tammy.
Her father.
Marianne, I hope this letter finds you, but since you didn't leave any contact information, I'll have to send it to your aunt and hope for the best. I'm writing to inform you that your mother has passed away last week. Apparently good. That's rude, sorry. We just had her funeral reception. The house has been filled with people all day. Friends, family, colleagues, church members, and now it's 11 p.m. and I'm sitting alone at the kitchen table, surrounded by dozens of trays of food, flowers, and sympathy cards. Your cousin Aidy, brought in a beautiful photo album of all of our holiday pictures in Laconer. You're there in all of them, but you weren't here today. We haven't heard from you in 4 years and can only hope you made it to Alaska or wherever you are, and that you and your child are both safe. Your mother had been sick and depressed for years, and you can imagine why. The pain of being shunned by her own daughter. Oh, shut up. Knowing she would never get to see her grandchild grow up. Like, shut up. It's your freaking fault. It spread through her body like cancer and consumed her completely. And well, now I don't apologize for my statement earlier. Womp womp. Die of sadness. Like, it's your freaking fault. Accept your kid for what they like, or they're gonna leave you, and then you're gonna be sad about it. Weep, 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 weep. That's not their fault. It's yours. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry about it. It spread through... Okay, yeah. It spread... All this suffering simply because you ran away like a temperamental little girl instead of accepting her help when you got pregnant out of wedlock. After dropping out of college and without a penny to your name, she only stepped up to help because she knew you weren't ready to raise a child properly, Marianne. A mother's duty doesn't end when her children leave home. Now that you're a mother yourself, I hope you'll begin to understand that good parenting isn't about coddling children. It's about caring about them. You're right. Piss me off. It's about providing for them and shaping them into people they're supposed to become, whether they like it or not. Well, that's not what that... Nope, that's not right. Try again. I won't trouble you again. You've made your intentions clear. I just thought you should know. Dad. Dang, girl, we should burn that. Your dad sucks.
What the hell?
Eldad.
Marianne was pregnant in 1992.
Oh,
before she
Dad.
even got here.
Before us? Do we have a long-lost sibling out there somewhere?
It's possible, but she could have given it up or miscarried. Who knows?
Yeah, you're right.
If I ever find her dad, it's over.
Do you think we could track down her father?
You mean the grandfather she never told us about?
I wouldn't want to. No
I don't
point.
think I want to.
You're not at all excited about having more family.
You saw the
Not
letter.
him.
I don't think we want any part of that.
Fine. Let's keep digging.
Girl, you want to get in on the things that are not the things that matter. Salmonberry Park. What does it say? Kodak Island? Turn.
Salmonberry Park. Huh. Is that some kind of commune?
Looks like it. So weird to imagine her living in a community like that. With, other people.
The weirdest part is how they all seem to love her. Where was prom queen Mary Ann when the whole town was turning on us?
Don't be a stranger. Keep on looking for those answers to the questions in your head, to which you're blind. Smiley face Shelley. We miss you already, Soul and Brownman. Sorry we're losing you to modern civilization. We'll miss your positive attitude and your adventurous spirit. Also your wild edibles. Edibles picking skills. My bad. I'm used to people my age, not like berries and shit. Bon voyage, Marianne, Rick. Marianne, you had the warmest, most beautiful aura, and I know you'll keep shining wherever you land. Peace and blessings. Thanks for being your little ray of sunshine. Godspeed. Like your pictures. Kamala. Work. Slay. Yeah, your dad's on my hit list. Oh, wrong button again. Gosh dang. I can't help it. I mostly use the PlayStation. I have my little Nintendo one right now, so it's only so much I can do. Okay. We
This
didn't get
just
a little...
lit up, so
Where?
I think we're supposed to try this one next.
Okay. Good thing
What's
she's paying
this?
attention, because I'm not.
Some sort of map?
One day she took her tiara and ran away to the forest. So, hypothetically, then it would start
That's
here.
the Gold Lady's castle.
And then... Because hypothetically it would start at the castle, right? Where are the berries and stuff? That'd be the princess party. What's the one where she got taught how to look for stuff? Which one was that? She has such a good way of writing. Like, it's such a cool, interesting way to, like, write about her life. I don't know which one is the berries, is the issue. Mm-hmm. Because I thought there was one... I know I haven't read a lot of these. If we get to the end of the game and I haven't read them all, I'll read them all the way through. I think it's... the party.
This looks like a dinner party with the old bear and the very old beaver.
And then... Ugh. The house should probably be one of the last ones. Let me see. House. Beaver. Let's see. I will eat you. Maybe it's this one next. So maybe it's that one, the leaving the castle, and then the berries, and then the princess dinner. And the last two are a clock and the house. Clock. And... Oh, he does get his hand back. Interesting. Oh, there's two of them. Interesting. Good to know. Okay, well let's try deselect that one. Unselect.
What's that plant thing on top?
Oh, those are definitely salmonberry flowers.
Hey,
This looks like a dinner party with the old bear and the very old beaver.
I don't know what this clock is. I don't remember reading anything about a clock. Ugh. I don't know. And the pictures don't help, so that's an issue. The big fox in the background. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Stop. Time. So maybe... Let's just try it. What's the worst that can happen? Oops. Not what I meant to do. Sorry.
Some sort of clock? This is the princess's, damn it. Why is nothing happening?
So I didn't do it right. Okay.
This is the princess's house. Some sort of clock? Come on.
Don't get too pressed about it, my guy. Okay, so let's just unselect them all. Can I deselect this one and undo them all? Oh, work. So I figured
That's the Gold Lady's castle.
this one. And it has to be one of the other ones. So I wonder if it's
This
the
looks like a dinner party
dinner.
with the old bear and the very old... This is the princess's house.
princess's house.
what's that plant thing on top?
Oh, those are definitely salmonberry flowers.
Hey, that degree in outdoor studies is paying off.
Some sort of clock? Come on.
I just don't know what the clock is.
You need help?
Yeah, I'm stuck. Any ideas?
I was like, is that a no? Oh, what's the clock? Do you know what that is?
A clock. What do you think this is about?
She had that watchmaking job in Juneau, right?
Oh,
So
right.
that was probably right before she moved to Delos.
Oh, okay. So actually, yeah, you're right. So this is actually way different. I completely forgot it also pertains to stuff in the room and not just the stories. It's a mix of both. Right. Okay, so in that case, what this actually is, lock in, Tyler. Deselect all of it.
That's
It's
the Gold Lady's castle.
the castle,
Some sort of
and she
clock.
leaves home and she does clock stuff. And I guess she moves
This
to
is the princess's
Juneau?
house. This looks like a dinner party with the...
What's that?
Come on.
No? Okay, was it the berries and then?
What's that plant
Me trying to
thing?
figure out what
This
the...
looks like a dinner... Come on.
No? Okay, great. I at least think it's the house first. Not like the castle, not that house.
This looks like a dinner party
Dinner
with
party.
the old bear and the very old beaver.
What's that plant thing?
This is the princess's. Come on.
I'm trying to lock in, guys. I don't know. Gonna be honest.
This is the princess's house.
What's that?
Come on.
Okay. Deselect that one.
This is the
House.
princess's house.
Berries.
What's that plant thing on?
This looks like
This?
a dinner. Come on.
No? Okay. We're gonna keep going until we get it. This
This
one.
looks like a dinner party.
that
What's that?
one.
Come on.
Allison.
You need help?
Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
think the
I'm
house
stuck.
is?
Any ideas?
The house.
That's our house in the top right corner, isn't it?
Yeah. Hold on. When did she buy the house again? Why don't we go back and check the dates?
Yeah. Go look at stuff. Womp womp. Oh, I'm goofy. Okay, so. Oh my god, everything's
Wow.
literally right here.
She worked for a watchmaker in Juneau before she moved to Delos.
1962.
No wonder she was so handy.
Does this even give me what she... Gosh dang it. Stupid buttons. They don't say nothing about when she got this house.
Is that Carol?
Yeah, and Sam.
This
Look
is
at him.
the dinner party,
So young.
I think.
And happy.
That didn't give me a date. When did it happen? Wouldn't it be crazy if the letter spelled out Ollie? Because I don't think anything here is going to help me with that. It's at least the clock first. What if the whole... What's the tower? When did she get that letter from her dad? Bet there's not a date on that either. Oh, I see something highlighted in the corner.
Both of her parents kind of sound like jerks.
1995.
I would have run away too.
I would too. 1996. So, the castle's not first, to say the least. And I think was like, oh, you're in Alaska already, at that point. So, let's just deselect that. So, it was probably the clock.
Some sort of clock? This is the
This.
princess's house.
The berries go crazy. I don't know about the berries. Girl, what do you think the berries are?
You need help?
Yeah, I'm stuck.
What are the
Any
ba-
ideas?
What are the berries? What do you think they are? The castle? Sure.
I'm trying to make sense of the castle in the bottom left corner.
I think it's the letter from the dad.
It's like we were saying. The gold lady lived in one, so it probably represents Marianne's childhood home.
That doesn't help me. I just want to let you know that. You know what that doesn't do? Help.
You need help?
Yeah, I'm stuck. Any ideas?
I want to know what the berries are. Yeah, the flowers. What is that? Do you think?
What's up with the salmonberry flowers?
I think those probably represent the commune she stayed at after she moved out.
I never would have guessed that. Well, that's the issue, I suppose. Is that I did not guess that. Okay, so... Yeah, when did she stay at the commune? Oh my gosh, Salmonberry Park. I'm so stupid. Don't look. 1992.
Salmonberry Park.
And that one's in June.
Is that some kind of commune?
Looks like it.
I don't know what month was that
So
one.
weird to imagine her living in a community like that.
Wow. She worked for
July
a
and
watchmaker in Juneau
August.
before she moved to Delos.
So it's...
No wonder she was so handy.
I need to write this down. So it's the berries, and then the clock, and then the castle, at least, I think. The other two I don't really know, because I don't know when she bought the house, and I don't know when they had the dinner. I assume it's probably the last one, though. So it's... Deselect that, too. But it's the berries.
What's that plant thing on top?
Some sort of
This.
clock?
I
This
assume
is
the
princess's
house.
house. This looks like a dinner party
Dinner?
with the old bear and,
And
the
then
very
the
old... That's the
castle?
gold lady. Come on.
No, okay. Yeah, I don't know when the dinner happened, and I don't know when they got the house. So maybe it's not.
This looks like a dinner party with
No,
the old
stop.
bear and the very old beaver.
Okay, so these two are true, at least. She did the commune, and then that. So maybe
That's
she
the gold lady's castle.
went to the castle.
This looks like a dinner party with... This is the princess's...
house?
Come on.
No, okay. We'll figure this out. I will
This looks
figure
like a
this
dinner
out.
party with the old bear and the very old beaver. This looks like a dinner party with the old bear and the very old beaver. That's the Gold Lady's castle. This is the princess's. Come on.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Wow, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, that's a dinner with Carol and Sam. That's what that is, but I don't know when that happened. This is true. These two, at least. That happened first, that happened second. She said it, and we did it. Ugh. Do we have any way of figuring out when... Because the letter from the dad is in 1996, which is several years after moving. Maybe
Is that Carol?
In the pictures?
Yeah, and Sam.
Can you,
Look at him. He's
can you, like,
so young and happy.
can you, like, look at it, turn it around or something? I don't know when this happened. Leave. Do I have any other... So it's not even the princess party. I don't understand. I go crazy. Not actually good at puzzles. They just are exciting. I just think this is really cool. I wish I was smarter. So she got the job.
I'm pretty sure everything in the stash was dated.
No,
Why don't we go take another look?
it wasn't, bitch. You want look at that? Okay, get ready, Allison. I'm about to prove your ass wrong. Stupid. You ready for this? Look at this. There's not a date on that anywhere. You're a liar. The two pictures are the things that I need with dates on them, Allison, and they're not dated, which is the problem. Allison.
I'm pretty sure everything in the stash was dated.
I need you to shut
Why
up.
don't we go take another look?
Okay, let me think about this reasonably. So, she was on the commune, and then before she moved here, she got the job. So it's at least the berries and then the clock. Then she probably moved here, which was probably the
This
house.
is the princess's house.
And this.
This looks like a dinner party.
And that.
That's the Gold Lady's. Come on.
Am I dumb? Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's the dinner
This looks
party,
like a dinner party.
and then she
Well,
gets
this is
her
the princess's
house,
house.
and then
That's
she
the
gets
Gold
this.
Lady's castle.
No. Okay. Deselected. What? Does it have to light up everything? Oh, maybe
What's
not.
that plant thing on top?
Oh, those are some sort of clock. This is the princess's house. That's the Gold Lady's castle. This looks like a dinner. Come on.
Am I supposed to light up everything or just some of it? Is my question. Okay, let's just deselect this. Ugh. Okay. Let's think. We're about to lock in. So, they said the commune was 1992. The 1990, what was it? 1990. One day she took her tiara and ran away to the forest. Okay. Let's try locking in. How about that? Okay. Look at, yeah, that one.
Wow. She worked for a watchmaker in Juneau before she moved to Delos.
Because I said this
No
one was
wonder she was
June.
so handy.
That one was July to August. So she finished the other thing in August. Right? Okay, and then leave. This one. I just don't know.
Both of her parents kind of sound like jerks. I would have run away too.
1990. That says 6, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, it says 1996. It's the letter. What if it's leading me astray? Because it's not really even talking about the letter. 1, 2, 3, 4. No! I picked it up again. I made it.
Both of our parents kind of sound like
Stupid.
jerks.
Shut up.
I would have run away too.
I would too, but shut up. I'm trying to lock in. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. Let me try not putting that day first. Hi, Bonnabelle. If you get annoying, I'm going to put you on the floor again. Oops. Oh, I really need to switch the buttons. Bonnabelle, stop. She's in my face.
That's the
Aw.
Gold Lady's castle.
Okay. So, because she ran away from her home, and then she worked as a
Some sort of
clockmaker.
clock?
She probably got the
This
house.
is the princess's house.
No, wrong. Then she went on the
What's
commune,
that plant thing
and
on
then
top?
she
This is
got
the
a house,
princess's
and then she
This
had the
looks like
dinner.
a dinner. Come on.
Am I crazy? Am I just a dumb, stupid idiot? Yeah, I am. Wait. Yeah, I am. My bad. Hold on. Let me
That's
lock
the
in.
Gold Lady's castle.
Castle.
What's that
Then she was on the
plant thing?
commune.
Some
Then
sort
she
of
had the
clock?
job. Then
This
she
is
got the
princess's
house. Then she had the
This
dinner.
looks like a dinner party with the old
There
bear
we
and
go.
the very old beaver.
Y'all stress me
Yes.
out.
What's in there? Another letter?
The princess's laws. Is this from the Book of Goblins?
Not that I know of.
Well, sure looks like it could be.
Handwriting goes crazy. The princess is lost. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. She had made it through the woods and to that house with nothing left but the clothes on her back and a single item from her old life, a splendid tiara. She almost lost everything in her desperate flight from the Mad Hatter. Hunter, sorry, wrong thing. The trees tore the rucksack from her back and shredded her dress and left a pattern of red welts on her skin. But through it all, she clutched her tiara close to her chest, fearing any misstep could cause it to fall from her arms and break. The tiara had its own spot in the big wooden house, a pillow near the window where the sun would catch on its surface to shine and wink. The princess could stare for hours at the tiara, marveling in its beauty and running her thumb down its curves. Every morning she would wake, and she would tend to it, polishing its every surface to be sure it shone as brightly as it possibly could. When she plucked it up, then she would pluck it up, place it on her head, and walk to the woods, feeling somehow more complete. Because what? After all, what was a princess without a crown? Every night she would place it back upon the pillow, give it a quick kiss, and go to bed. On her way, she would pause and glance just to be sure it was still there. She hated to be separated from it, but she knew it was the safest. It was safest on the pillow while she slept. One night, the princess woke to a raging storm. The wind howled against the walls, rattling the windows in their panes. Fearing a gust might burst open a window and blow the tiara to the ground, she plucked it from its pillow and brought it to the bed with her. All through the night she had held the tiara close, and in the morning she woke to find herself cradling it. The storm had passed, and the princess relaxed. That day was the same as any other, though she perhaps gave the tiara an even more thorough cleaning, grateful as she was that nothing had gone wrong. That night she placed the tiara upon its pillow, gave it a quick kiss, and went to bed, pausing on her way to make sure it was still there. Oops, my bad. I keep taking pictures. Hold on. In the morning, she woke and sensed immediately that something was wrong. In the living room, the tiara lay upon the ground, broken, dull, and faded. Nothing else in the room had changed. The pillow was exactly where she had left it. The window was closed. There had been no storm, no wind, no sign of anything that could have gone amiss. Only the broken tiara, mute upon the ground. Bonnabelle, please stop. She picked it up and held it in her arms with a guttural cry. But though she tried to fix it and polish it, it was gone, beyond repair, with no shine left. The princess held the tiara through the day and through the next night, sitting in the same spot at the window where she used to polish it. When the sun rose, she looked outside, her gaze fixed upon a sapling. She remembered how the sapling had survived through the winter, clinging to the life despite the frozen unforgiving earth. Without a word, she went out and buried the tiara in the ground beneath the sapling. And as the final scoop of dirt fell, the tiara felt truly gone, and with it, the final link to her old self. She could only go forward and find a new place for herself in this world, where she was no longer truly a princess in a tiara and a beautiful gown, but a wan woman, alone, Bonnibel! Sorry, an ancient wood. And that was how the princess lost her most precious treasure and her title. My cat's being an absolute menace right
And that
now.
was how the princess lost her most precious treasure and her title. That was the story she read us that night.
God. It makes sense now.
Yeah. She got pregnant. And she ran away to start a new life.
True.
And then she made her way to Delos Crossing, where she was finally happy.
Till some nerd started showing up, threatening
And the baby
people.
died.
Oh, or that. My bad.
I can't even imagine how she must have felt. She left everything behind, built a whole new life for him. And then he was just gone.
Him is crazy. You didn't know that. What if it was a her or a them?
I guess
Not
having
really.
us helped her move on. But when it looked like we were going to be taken away, she snapped. She just couldn't lose any more children. It really wasn't anything we did.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all this.
I don't either,
Move on? I
but-
don't know.
All I wanted was to understand what happened to her.
Dude, I'd totally keep this room like
And
this
now
and
I
sell
do.
it. This is dope.
Yeah. But we still haven't seen what's in that chest.
It's a birth certificate. Okay. Let's lock in, guys.
Okay, so how do we open it?
I assume those letters that are everywhere. E-O-L. Red, green. Green? It's not even green here. Orange and red. Leo. Got it. Genius.
All right, should be easy enough.
Before I do that, could I have placed all the totems on here? Do you think?
Here, the Secret Keeper, hiding secrets in the clouds.
Oh, it's all the
Gold
stuff that
Lady
we
stays
got.
locked up in her castle. Back in your pond, Big Frog. We'll let the mangy muskrat have his rock back.
Oh, I didn't find them
The
all.
Ice King goes in the forest, obviously.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go, Stalwart Moose.
That's really cool. I do like that. That you can put all the totems in here. Move, woman! Yeah, you're in my way.
Crafty goblins go here. That's the Pious Pelican spot.
Dang, I didn't find them all. It's really cool, though.
All right, should be easy enough.
She made cool stuff.
Yes.
Nice. This is a cutie room. I would totally sell it just like this. Oh. Nightmare fuel. What's happening? Ah, whoop, jump scare. Oh, it's the broken crown. Girl, you freaked me
Whoa.
out.
Did it just get darker in here?
Murder! I'm playing. What is this?
A baby blanket. Ollie, she noticed.
Allison and Ollie. We write stories
That
to
was her
understand.
son.
Can you quit? I'm trying to freaking read. We write stories to understand, to be understood. But what good is a story without a first act? I'm sorry I kept mine from you for so long. All my love, goblins.
Why does she have a photo of that tree locked in here?
Probably to find it. Bebes.
Is that
Leo Ronan.
Why didn't you tell us about him? Why
Um,
didn't you tell us any of this?
because you were 10?
I mean, it's fucking terrible. That's why.
It's hard to explain all that to a 10-year-old. And also, you shouldn't.
Allie, did we do the right thing opening this?
She obviously
We did.
wanted you to find it, so...
It's better we know what happened, even if it's hard. And there's one more thing we need to see.
Are you sure?
I think it's better off you
Yes.
know as adults than as 10-year-olds. I mean, do I wish that you didn't figure it out by her getting stabbed?
Come
Absolutely.
on, let's go to the dock.
That face in the background's
It's
mood.
time to finish this.
Damn, let's take that shit with you. It's a cool room. It slays.
You really want to go? You sure we've seen everything?
Well, now that you're saying that, you're making me nervous.
I guess we could stay a little longer if you think there's more to find. The crafty goblin's good deeds.
Of course. The goblins had to help out the creatures of the forest to pay off their debt to the pelican.
Well, what did they do?
You know, I don't really remember.
Oh, so there's just a bunch of puzzles in here. Save the old beaver. Um. Hmm. To pay back the pelican? I don't know. Oh, it might be this one. Oh, there's words over the other ones. Once upon a time, in a deep and ancient forest, there lived a pair of crafty goblins in a cave below a big wooden house. They lived with a wise princess who shared as much food with them as she was able, but it was never quite enough. This left the goblins hungry, very hungry, as always. I think I've actually read this one before. I'm gonna get you. One day, as they were out foraging for food, the pious pelican landed on a rock and dumped a smorgasbord from her beak, which the goblins knew was magic and never emptied. There were king crabs in red, blue, gold, and scarlet, veiny blue shrimp, pink shelled scallops, oblong brown clams, purple spiny urchins, and even one prickly red sea cucumber. The food just kept coming. They watched as the pelican ate one clam and then took a nap. "Do you think she would mind if we took just a little?" asked one goblin to the other. "Her beak never empties. She won't possibly miss a couple of crabs," said the second, licking her lips. They were agreed, so they crept over, flitched up some crabs, and ran. The goblins scarfed the crabs, but when they were finished, they found that they were still hungry. "She won't miss a handful of shrimp," said one goblin to the other. The goblins scarfed the shrimp, but when they were finished, they found they were still hungry. "Maybe also a few scallops," said one to the other. The goblins scarfed the scallops, but when they were finished, they found that they were still hungry. So they went back for the clams, and then the urchins, and finally just the sea cucumber. Finally, they were not hungry, but there was also nothing left. Just then the pelican woke up. "What happened to my food?" she asked. Unable to lie about it, the goblins confessed their crime. The pelican was dismayed, but she was a charitable-hearted bird, and she could tell the crafty goblins were growing little creatures. "Goblins," said the pious pelican, "I will share my food with you, but you must in return follow my example and be generous with others as I am with you. Take that to heart, and I will consider your debt paid." "But we have nothing to give," said the goblins, "and you have nimble hands, and your crafty brains and your loving hearts," said the pelican. The crafty goblins realized how much they had to give, and for the rest of the day they looked for ways to help each other, to help other creatures in the forest. Lord help me, I cannot read. They found the stalwart moose struggling with an itchy... Okay, so let's write these down. So, we helped the stalwart moose. was struggling with an itchy, hard-to-reach spot on his back, so they climbed up and gave it a good scratching. Next, they helped the old bear, who could not get honey out of a narrow beehive. They climbed up on top of the tree with the hive and then dropped it, cracking it open. Finally, they found the princess, crying over a loss which she could not speak about. So they wrapped her in their little arms around her with a great big hug and stayed there until she felt better. When they were done, they returned to the pious pelican. Did it feel good being as generous as I am? Said the pelican. It did, said the goblins. I'm glad, said the pelican. We all have problems that we can't solve on our own, but if everyone goes around with generosity in their hearts, then there's always someone on hand to help. But we must all commit to do so, or there may be no one to help you when you need it. This made sense to the goblins, and they thanked the pious pelican for her food and the lesson. Of course, by this time, they were hungry again, and that remained an ongoing problem until the day the stalwart moose taught them to fish. But that's another story. And that's how the pious pelican forgave the crafty goblins and how she taught them charity. I keep saying crafty croblins. So, they helped the moose.
They gave the stalwart moose a good scratch on the back.
Gave the bear some honey.
They broke open the beehive for the bear.
And they gave her a hug.
They hugged the princess when she was crying. Nailed it.
More stuff.
Our lives would have been so different if their friendship hadn't gone to shit.
Pelican Crossing is a specialty gift boutique located near the O'Shea Glacier, catering to, oh my god, I can't read that, to the Gaston Channel tourists as well as Delos Crossing locals. We specialize in an assortment of high-quality products, from home accessories, handmade souvenirs, to personalized apparel and locally made art. The Pelican Crossing will be the first store to act as a relay between buzzing arts and crafts scenes and customers. In addition to a wide array of novelty handcrafted products, the consumer will enjoy friendly and knowledgeable customer service from Vecchi store co-owner Tessa Vecchi and upcoming artist Mary Ann Ronan. This business plan is prepared to obtain financing in the amount of $2,000 to purchase inventory and help cover expenses of the first year of operations. In year 1, the Pelican Crossing plans to break even, and in year 2, we plan to generate a moderate profit. Working on the executive summary part of the business plan. What do you think, Tessa? I think that's a really cool plan that would have worked out really well if they're, if all the bad things didn't happen.
The crafty goblin's loot.
That's from The Princess and the Two Thieves. I drew the original.
And I distinctly remember drawing that cake, which is arguably the best part of that illustration.
Get ruined.
All right, Picasso. And you probably remember what the goblins stole in that story.
Nope.
Uh,
And that's why we have a notepad. Because I think I have read that one and I don't remember it. This one. Okay. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. The house was built from strong wood of the forest, and it kept the princess warm and safe. The princess was not a native of the forest, but she never spoke about where she had come from, for it made her cry. She did not have many friends, but that was how she liked it. The forest was big and deep, and many paths led to her house, but not many visitors passed by. The princess was happy to be left alone in the big house in the deep forest. She knew the forest would provide for her, but that its generosity had to be respected, so she only took what she needed, and for a long time that was just fine for the princess in the big wooden house. One winter day, when the snow blanketed the earth and the ice bent the trees low, the wise princess realized that food was disappearing from her house. It was not much at first, only a few fruits, nuts, and eggs, vanishing during the night. Maybe it's the birds, she said, or the mice. And for a time, the princess was okay with losing some food, for the winter was long, and the little creatures needed to eat too. But then small items started to disappear as well. Spoons, plates, forks, and knives, and blankets. Forks, knives, blankets. It was as if every time she was in one part of the house, something had disappeared from another room. That can't be the birds or the mice, she said. I think I have a thief. So she went outside to look for traces in the snow and noises in the wind, but there was nothing to be found, nor to be heard. That's strange, said the princess. Maybe the thief is hiding inside my house. For many days she hunted, looking behind curtains and under the bed, in the attic and in the chimney, behind the poles and under the carpets, but she found nothing. As she searched, food kept disappearing night after night. I will make a cake, frowned the princess. A big cake with every egg and fruit and nut I have, so that I only have one thing to keep my eye on. She spent the whole day making the cake and using everything she had left. The cake was so big that she could hardly carry it. If I manage to protect the cake, I'll be able to survive the long winter, she said. So she added a lock to the oven, and she kept the big cake safe inside. But the next morning, the lock had been opened and the cake had disappeared. At first, the princess cried because that cake was the last of her food until the snow melted. But then she noticed the 2 tiny feet that spilled flour. So she followed the tracks to a hidden hatch under the floorboards. This is how the princess realized the 2 tiny thieves were living under a wooden house right below her feet. Phone. Okay, so they stole fruits.
Maybe they took some of the princess's fruit?
What's this?
Some flour for the cake, maybe?
No, I didn't take that.
Or not.
Eggs.
I'm pretty sure they stole some eggs.
And then they stole spoons.
What if they took some spoons?
There we go.
That's it. I always wondered where that drawing went. She said it was her favorite, and then one day it just disappeared.
She said, mine. Okay. I did all those. This one.
The old bear's gifts for the princess. I'm totally blanking on that story. What did he give her again?
Why don't we open up the book and check?
Let's see. Once upon a time, I'm gonna try to skim through this one a little bit because I know we've read this one. So, once upon a time, ancient forest, bear stood on the bank of the river, swimming in salmon. Bear fell back and come down. Princess would occasionally find salmon, berries, and a bluebell. And he came with a ring. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think that was it. So he brought salmon,
Fresh caught salmon?
bluebells.
A handful of ripe berries?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure.
Oh no, yeah, it was berries.
A handful of ripe berries?
And it was bluebells?
Some roses, maybe?
Nope.
Wait. A newly bloomed bluebell?
Yeah, bluebell. Work.
Nice. Man, he had it bad. Just couldn't let go.
I'm glad I kept going. Sorry for the note under the door like a prison inmate. You okay? I stopped by and rang a couple of times this week, but you didn't answer. I could see the light and the halo, so I figured you were in, but didn't want to talk. I hope I didn't ruin everything. I know I probably came on kind of strong, but the thing is I don't know how to talk to a woman like you. Ugh. You're strong and kind, and you know so much it's hard for me to know how to keep up. I guess that all went to my head, but I want you to know I got the message, and I'm going to get out of your hair now. And there doesn't need to be any bad feelings. We can pass in the street and say hello, or not. It's okay. P.S. I noticed your car was leaking, and I put some sealant in there. You might need to take it to the shop, though. Let me know if you want me to come with you, because sometimes these guys try to rip you off, but if not, no big deal. Sam. Yeah, man was crazy for that. He needs to chill. That's what he needs. Last one.
The very old beaver's repair list.
That's the story where the princess's house gets damaged by a storm and the animals help her fix it.
Yeah. What did they do to fix it again?
Okay, that's this one, which I don't think I've read. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. One night, a particularly violent storm shook the house. It shook the shingles off the roof, and the planks and the walls. It even shook the beams on which the house stood, blowing the whole thing near to the ground. And the princess hid in a closet, fearing the house would come down on her as she slept. In the morning, the house was still standing, but was badly damaged. The storm had blown the shingles off the roof, and planks off the walls, and even bent a post upon which the house stood. The first two things she could fix, but the last that concerned her. So, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I looking for? So it's either shingles and a post. What will I do? Despaired the wise princess, for though she knew many things, she did not know how to fix a big wooden house. Just then the old bear came by to see if the princess had any trouble in the storm. When he found her nailing the planks back into place, he said, "Stop, princess, let me do that for you." "I'm happy to do it," said the princess, "but if you want help with the roof, you may. When the pair were done with the roof and the walls, they examined the bent support post. He stretched up onto his hind legs, being sure the princess could appreciate how very large he was. Well, thanks. And then charged straight at the post. He threw his body against it with an impressive thud. The impact moved the post, but too far, and it ended up bent in the other direction. The wise princess decided more precision was needed. She thought then of the very old beaver, who had an excellently crafted dam. Perhaps she can help. She went looking for the very old beaver and found the industrious animal hard at work slapping down mud on a part of her dam that had been blown apart in the storm. Most of the structure was unharmed because the beaver was very good at building things. The princess knew she had come to the right place. "Beaver," she said, "my house was damaged in the storm. Would you help me fix it?" "I believe I could do that, yes," the very old beaver said, and she paused at the fixing her own den to follow the princess. The very old beaver examined the big wooden house and nodded. "It'll be an easy fix," she said, and set about righting the post with a loud slaps of her tail. So she did the post first. When she was done, the wise princess stroked the beaver's head. "Thank you, beaver," she said. "The wind blew the shingles off the roof, too, and the planks off the walls, and even bent this post. Now, thanks to you, I still have a home." "Think nothing of it," said the old beaver, who returned to work on her own den again. That winter, the very old beaver grew ill, very ill. She was not able to fix her den or gather food. When the princess found out, she set about delivering meals to the beaver. She brought stews of corn and beans and baskets of full bark and twigs from the beaver's favorite aspen. One day, the wise princess noticed that the beaver's den had begun to fall apart. She set about fixing it, and though she was not as talented as the very old beaver, the fix kept the creature warm and dry. "Thank you," said the very old beaver. "Of course," said the princess. "You've helped me through the storm when the storm blew my house near to the ground. Thanks to you, I still have a home, and I'm very happy to do the same." The princess continued to nurse the old beaver until the day she came to the dam, and the forest was still. No birds sang, no branches rustled, no small things skittered within the underbrush. "Oh," said the princess, staring sadly at the dam, for she knew the old beaver had passed on. "Goodbye, my friend." And that's how the very old beaver saved the big wooden house, and how the princess repaid her kindness. That's Carol, in case you're wondering. So they fixed the shingles.
She fixed the roof shingles.
And then they did the planks.
She fixed the planks that were blown off the walls.
And then they did this.
She slapped the post with her. All right.
Nice.
Damn. That must have been rough on Eddie.
Get it?
Yeah,
Beaver. Damn.
He doesn't really like to talk about her.
Sorry, that was not the good time for a pun. They're like talking about his sad dead wife, and I'm like, get it, damn. Got him. Sorry. Bad joke, bad time. Dear Marianne, you cover your ears every time I try to have this conversation with you, so I thought I'd have a better chance doing it in a letter. I know you don't like saying goodbye, so I'll keep my melancholic rambling short and sweet. I want to thank you with all my heart for taking care of me these past few months. I can't even imagine how exhausting it must have been for you to look after a sick old lady when you all can you shut up? When you also have 2 small children at home. I know you want me to keep fighting this disease and hoping for recovery, but it's always been a great strength of mine to know when it's time to let go, and that time has come. I'd like to ask one more favor of you. Please take care of Eddie after I'm gone. My poor boy puts on a brave front ever since his father died, but I know he's in pain. I would be so much more at peace knowing he still has family. Maybe he could teach the kids to fish. He loves spending time with them. Thank you for the warmth and the peace you brought to my life. Give the kids a kiss for me, will you? Carol. Dang, sad. R.I.P. Cool room, though. This is dope as hell. Alright, sister, let's go.
You really want to go? You sure we've seen everything?
You make me nervous as fuck every time you say that. Let me give it a once over.
I guess we could stay a little longer if you think there's more to find.
Let me make sure I got everything. Now she's making me nervous. Because I already put all those down. I don't have any more of those. Unfortunately.
I wish you just explained all this to us.
You weren't old enough. Womp womp. Call me a bitch, but you weren't old. To me, that's not shit she should have told a 10-year-old. Especially
You
her
really
kids.
want to go? You sure we've seen everything?
Yeah, because I don't have the totems anymore. Sorry. Womp womp.
Either way, I'm ready for this to be over.
Me too.